intention, to be quite honest, was never really to be in Bloom this long for me.
Dip me underway. Kiss my mouth, flow, flow, flow. Hold me till I scream for every.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Glowwies, but here on YouTube I go by anyway, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to 2023. Welcome to the third floor. Welcome to just me being me. Hi, if you're new, do not forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the post notification bell as well, so that you will be notified every time I put up a new video. So all my ride or dies, all my regular schmegulars, all my day one since the A1. Hi Glowwies, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Don't forget to go follow me on all my social media platforms. The links are always in the description box down below. You guys, I am 30. In this new year of 2023, 2023, I'm 30 years of age. If you don't know, if you're new to my channel, I turned 30 on the 9th of January. That is my birthday. And yeah, let me show you guys a little bit of something like a picture of what I look like, or the picture that I posted. Really, I haven't celebrated my 30th. I'm celebrating it at the end of the year because Nicola's going to daycare for the first time, and we dedicated a lot of our attention on that. And I wanted also to be able to invite friends and family, and it's basically back to school. And I understand I'm born in early Jan. I'm a Capricorn. I understand that people have lives, and my mom just went into labor a tad bit too early or a tad bit too late, whichever one it is. So yeah, in today's episode, I'm basically going to be having a conversation with you guys about some of my life lessons, and I'm gonna break them up into 3 sections: into my early 20s, my mid 20s, and then my late 20s. And we're gonna go talk about it and just reflect, the things that I learned in my 30s. Obviously I will discuss next year when I'm like 31 or something, I don't know. But right now, in this point in time, I just want to talk about some of the things that I learned as a young female living in South Africa, and a young female who just has all of these other things going on in life, and my journey basically. So if this is something that piques your interest, stay tuned. You guys, if you see me looking here this side a little bit, it's because my notes are there. If you guys follow my vlogs, you will know that I lost my phone, so I can't really look at my notes on my phone. So I have my laptop over there, and I'm also having water because it's dry January. Sort of, it can't be dry January when it's my birthday. It's impossible. But I'm having water right now because Bloom is hotter than a mofo. So let's talk about my early 20s. My early 20s were literally my spiritual awakening.
Jesus is Lord.
I believe that was the time that God knew that I needed to have somebody I'm accountable to. Yes, I have my mom and everything else. It's just that I'm a very vocal person, and I know how to talk, and I know how to show certain things to my mom. So I could always justify a lot of things when it came to my mom. And I had moved away. So I moved away when I was 19, and I went to Johannesburg to go study at the University of Johannesburg, UJ basically. So I was living by myself in my early 20s. I had my first job at that time. I was working in retail. I was at Nachi Kids. It's still around, but now it's within Tours, if I'm not mistaken. Had my first job. I was studying, and basically I lived in a commune. And I don't know if a lot of you guys, I think you will know it more so in my depression story, but I joined the church at the time and everything else. But I'm looking at the lessons rather than the events that occurred. So it was my spiritual awakening. I really devoted myself to building a relationship with God, and I'm always thankful. I personally am always thankful for the fact that even though I was at a church and in a congregation, I took the time outside of praying in the building of church, but also in my private space, to pray, to read the word of God, to meditate. And that's when I found my spiritual awakening at that time. And honestly, it was a lot. It was, when this is the thing. If you go into charismatic evangelical churches, Pentecostal churches, more charismatic type of churches, the rules are very strict, and the high of it is so much that it consumes you. So I very much became very consumed. My dress code changed, and I'm a person of change. I'm very welcoming to change, even though it makes me anxious. But I take on change to the fullest, to the extremist. I always remember this. My little brother used to say he disliked me in that time period. So yeah, I got my spiritual awakening. I got to know God, and I was really happy about that. And I've maintained it has been a journey with my relationship with God, and I still maintain that no matter, even if I wake up the next day and they tell me it's a simulation and God doesn't really exist, it's a figment of our imagination, I will still say that I am happy I had the experience, because I was able to avoid a lot of things in Johannesburg, you guys. A lot of things. We all know. Gauteng, so it was just a lot of things. But yeah, it was my spiritual awakening. And the other lesson that I really got out of my 20s was basically just realizing that I was really, really young to be in the relationship that I was in. So at that point, I'd gotten together with an ex of mine, and our relationship was very. So I realized that I was a bit too young to be in a relationship that I was in, that I was already seeing marriage, that I was already seeing whatever. But the benefit of having been in such a relationship, my prayers got heard, in the sense of what the type of marriage and the type of like relationship I wanted, even though I had put a face to it. God knew. God was like, that ain't your person, baby. That is not your person. It's cute that you think that, and I hear all these lovely things that you want, but this is not your person. But all the things that you require in a man, all the things that you want, I'm gonna hold on to this. So yeah. And then unfortunately as well, in that time period, that was when my gran also passed away, and I realized that I I placed so many things on my gran that I felt like we had spoken about this. Don't pass away before I have a child. Don't pass away before I have a kid. I'm gonna graduate because of you. I'm gonna do this. A lot of the things, because my gran spoke to me from a point of understanding, not from a point of lecturing and whatever. So when my gran passed away, a lot of like um feelings I've never experienced. As much as I'd had a personal death, but I'd experienced death. But I think now with my grand, it just felt so real. And I've experienced emotions I've never experienced in my life. And I went through a very dark place. That's where my depression story happened. And that's where school just became a point of just stress for me as well. But yeah, I went through that, and I realized that, it was at that point that I realized like I'm very much in control of my life, my feelings, my surroundings, and there is nobody that could basically take care of me the way that I take care of myself emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. So that's when I realized that I could fend for myself. At that point in Joburg, baby, the hustle and the bustle is great. I was moving from job to job. I was making money. I was in promos. I was doing this. So I had a lot of like I can make money. And that's where I found my independence as well at that time period, that I'm able to like put my head down and just work. And that's where I also made not the greatest of decisions. I don't regret not graduating, you guys. It's not, I don't really regret it, but I feel like I needed a better plan in terms of deciding that, yeah, I'm just gonna quit school and just move on with my life and just be like, deuces. I feel like I needed a better plan. And that would be my message to a younger person, is that yes, as much as you feel like something is killing you and something is just depressing you and it feels like it's eating you from the inside, you need to have a plan, because the future is still ahead, if that makes sense. So yeah. So my mid-20s basically unleashed with me in the club scene, okay? Me partying, me living life, me being I don't want to say I was being rebellious, because who was I being rebellious to? Because I was living by myself. You get what I'm saying? I was living. So at that point I was partying, but I was also working. And I realized that like I enjoyed working, and I enjoyed working more so in the space of beauty. I love makeup. I enjoy makeup. Quite frankly enough, I don't think I enjoy the makeup application on people as much as I do just enjoy the love of products and understanding the behind, the chemicals used, and understanding like the skincare first. I love skincare. If you guys know, one of like when I was still starting out on YouTube, one of my biggest like videos at that time for me was my skincare routine. I loved skincare. Like I love because I was working with a brand that was like really like Elizabeth Arden guys does magic when it comes to skincare. So the 8 hour oil, the 8 hour cream alone, the 8 hour. So I was into that and I realized I love the beauty space. I love beauty in all its fullness. Guys, I love hair, I love lashes, I love all of it. So that's where I found my passion. I found where my passion lies, and my passion lies very much in the beauty space. And that's when I also started realizing that I love to talk, and talking is therapy to me. But because I'm not necessarily an extrovert, I needed to find an outlet. And that's when I started picking up this camera thing. And then that's when I started talking and releasing and just expressing and sharing and just realizing as a like, girl, because you're shy around people. Truth be told, and truth, like, to be honest, guys, I'm a very shy person. Let me not say shy, I'm a very in my head type of person. So to have a conversation with somebody and to approach a conversation, I first think about, oh, what if this person is not receptive? What if... So I have a lot of anxiety with approaching somebody and starting a conversation. But if you've met me and you know me, once you get me talking, girl, I can't stop talking. I won't stop because I can't stop. Like, I just want to talk your ear off. And then that's when I started recording myself. That's when I just decided that, hey, I'm going to start this journey of just recording content and all of that jazz. For me, at that point, guys, YouTube was not making anybody money unless you were in the States or whatever. So it wasn't even my thought. That's why when it was peaking in South Africa, I'd slacked off because the club was calling me so much more. You know, as a person, know your mistakes. I'm 30 now. I know I can hold myself accountable. You know. And then I also realized my other therapy, guys, I love dancing. I love dancing. If you have seen me at the club, if you have seen me out and about, guys, I love to dance. And I love to dance to the point of I can be in my little corner in the club, guys. It's not my vibe. Like I'm not, because also I'm shy. Not shy. I don't like to say I'm shy because in honesty, I don't think I'm shy. Comment below if you've met me or if you know me, if you're my friend, if you've seen me or if you've watched me long enough. Do you figure I'm shy? Because I feel like I'm not really shy. I'm just reserved. Like I don't like get people getting too familiar with. Anyway, I'm gonna digress. Like I said, I talk too much. God. So yeah, I love to dance, and dancing is my therapy. Dancing is fun for me. I could be upset and then you play a song in the club that I love and my demon of fun will awaken and my endorphins will run. I discovered that as I was partying in the clubs of Johannesburg. I'm not a dancer. I'm not like, oh, I want to dance in my 20s and you choreograph. No, not doing that. But I just realized that as much as like sometimes it's seen so negatively to be always in the club and whatever, for me it was my release point because I got to dance. I got to be, yeah, yeah, it got to be, a lot. But then the other big move in my mid-20s was moving back home. The intention, to be quite honest, was never really to be in Bloom this long for me. Because I know myself, I know my productivity, and I know what drives me. Bloom slows me down. Being in Bloom always, like even if I was coming for holidays and everything, I just felt like it was weighing on me because I couldn't be productive. I couldn't be making money this way, this way, this way. That's what I thought. But in reality, I was using it as an excuse, you know, because there is money everywhere, guys. Money is money, and if you're attracted to it and it's attracted to you, it will find you. So I use it as an excuse. That's why I'm like, I'm trying to get back to that thing of reworking my brain, to say it's not the place, it's you, it's your mentality about the place that keeps you down. So I moved back to Bloom, and moving back to Bloom, I also separated from a very long term relationship that I was in. It was good. And then at that point, I just came back home and I partied. That was it. Like, those were my mid-20s. And then luckily, towards no. I would say I met Bay actually late 20s. So we'll reserve that for my late 20s. But that was basically my mid 20s. Not a lot was really happening. I got to Bloom, started work. It was a phony company. That's a story time for another day, because these companies that just show up and disappear, it's just tricky. And that's when I also went through one of like my biggest thing. My call and my pride has always been that whenever I wanted a job, I could get a job, right? It matter not, guys. I've worked in logistics, I've worked in retail, I've worked in beauty, I have worked in an office as an accountant, an operations manager, not an accountant, an accounts manager, a bookkeeper. Like, when I want a job, I can get a job. So coming to Bloom and realizing that the I couldn't get the job at the degree that I wanted it, like I was just like messed up in my head. But that's a story for another day, when we talk about when my financial awakening arises and I'm in my bag thoroughly. Then, Kasana, we are here now. Well, we were here last year, last week. We're here last week in my late 20s. Okay, my favorite time. I feel like my late 20s, God was affirming a lot of things for me. Like, God was affirming one of the biggest things, which was breaking a particular chain in my family that I felt like I was going to break, and I know I'm going to break, and I know I'm in it to win it. My late 20s were about love and family. My late 20s was about creating the unit that I've always felt like I wanted to be in terms of a relationship, you know. Um, I fell in love. I found my it person. I found my forever person. I found somebody. When we talk about the vision that we have, it is so important in relationships to actually balance out the vision. As much as, like, I remember in my old church, they used to say that the man carries the vision, da da da, and you just, hey, no, you're God's child also. God knows your version of your life, and He knows the vision. And if this is your truest person, He will share and aid in that very same vision, and both visions will balance out. Yes, there'll be compromises here and there, but it will balance out. So I found the love of my life. I went through a very, very heartbreaking friendship breakup that was there for a long time, which I have healed from by the grace of a God. Thank you, Kling Kling. Because ain't nobody tell you about friendship breakups. That shit gonna hurt your feelings. But we move and we excel and we go forward. I'm starting to get a headache. And then I realized that my 20s were so much about, in my late 20s, I realized that my 20s were so much about finding home, right? As much as, like, guys, I love my family, like, yo, they're my riders. I love you guys know I love my mom, I love my sister, I love my little brother, I love everybody, my niece, my nephew, my everybody now. But I've always craved a relationship of like, I don't know how to describe. Even that thing after it's real, even the thing after God is just saying, this is you guys. You are the next generation. Break the chains, do better, and hold yourselves accountable. So I got that. I have a family unit that is supportive. I have a family unit that is within my control to a certain degree. I can raise my child. Oh, late 20s, had a baby. Had a little baby, had the love of my life. I have the love of my life. I have the love of my life currently before he goes and finds another love, because I got 2 love in my life. So then I'll have another baby, then it's 3, then it's 4. Because my people are my, if you guys can, I glow, guys, when I talk about my family unit. So I have that. And then I realized that the import, hey guys, hear me. I don't know why my lips are like, it is important to stand up for each other in relationships, no matter what. Have your partner's back, let your partner have your back. Because one thing about it, it's us against the world every day. You know, like, you know. But yeah, and also I realized that in the sacrifice, not the sacrifice, in becoming a mom, I put aside some of the other key things that I learned as I was coming in my early 20s, in my mid 20s, just to focus on being a mom. And it's time for the baby to come back. It's time for the girl that can make money on a like, guys, I used to be able to make money. I used to be able to just be out here and be a hustling person, but now I became so like, yeah, no, I'm a mom, it's fine, it's whatever. But yeah, my late 20s were just shifts, because I can't even talk that much about them because you guys got to see them, because this was when I was really vlogging quite a lot. You guys have seen my relationship from the first time I put up about it to here. You've seen my growth, you've seen me go into radio, you've seen me see all of these other things, and more is still to come. I'm actually debating if I want to go back into radio, but I just feel like I'd rather have a podcast, to be quite honest. I'd rather have a podcast with females, and we just talk about things without bashing men, because I don't believe in bashing men. Because one thing about me, indoda ndiyayithanda, indoda I love, and indoda is my man, and not every other man, baby. So yeah, and then the other lesson that I also remembered is that, you know what, that I also learned is that not everything is a setback, guys. A delay is not a setback. You know, also you're never delayed, maybe just saved. Because if you think about it, sometimes you don't really know where, like, for example, had I stayed in Johannesburg, okay, believing in the fact that, oh, the love of my life is the love of my life, we would have made up either way. Yeah, but like, let's just say, what if by the time me and my person made up, the traumas of Johannesburg and the living the fast-paced life would have gotten to me so much? Because if you look at it, sometimes everybody be living in Joburg, but nobody be settling down because the streets are ruthless. You be dating here, you be dating there, you be dating here, which I'm not against. Baby, date, find your match and everything else. But like, yo, nah, I'm such a relationship person. But like, yeah, I'm rambling. And then also, one of the other things that I learned, for somebody who had notes, I'm really rambling, is that I had to come to terms and accept the fact that my journey is not like everybody else's. Like, my journey is not like everybody else's. You see your peers doing the most. You see, you see people just, and more especially in the social media space, and when we're so consumed by what people post and everything, you start to doubt, like, oh, was it the right decision for me to just dedicate myself to just being a parent and whatever? But then I know that's what my heart wants. I know that's what my soul craved. I know that's what God intended for my life. But because of everything around me, I'm just like, maybe I should have made better choices. Because sometimes, let's just be honest, we as a society have put the stigma on the fact that if a female just decides to dedicate herself to just being a parent and just taking care of the household and everything else, it is such it's frowned upon so much. But some of us guys are called to be moms. Like, some of us, yes, they obviously, we understand finances are different, and we understand that it takes money to live. Don't think that a person who's at home doesn't understand that, because you still live with the pressures of the fact that, oh, I need to be making money, I need to be moving, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that. But some of us love being up moms and waking up with our child, creating a routine for your child, seeing your child's growth within your eyes. Yes, you can take them to daycare, like he's at daycare now. So yeah, but I needed that. And I don't want to lie to you guys. I needed that time. I still want, with the next baby, to still be able to dedicate 3 years of my life to just raising my child and being every day with my child. I still want that. But I realized the fact that, you know what? At the same time, I can't lose myself in the chase of just being a mom. In the title of just being a mom, outside of just being that, that is a part of me. That I have other parts that need to be awakened, that need to be unleashed, that need to be dealt with. So yeah, those are my late 20s, and I'm very, very excited for my 30s. Like, I was quite nervous about it. I've been nervous about it for like 6 months prior to my actual birthday, because I at that time I wasn't engaged. I had my baby. I was dealing through, guys. I'm always dealing with life. One thing you must know is that whatever we post is not really always what's going on in our lives. There's so much happening in our lives behind closed doors, but I was dealing with life and everything else like that, and I was nervous about turning 30 because I was looking at my life and being like, what have I accomplished in my 30s? And it's so disheartening that in my head, I only labeled it, I only balanced it out with material things to be the indication of I have achieved so much in my life. But in reality, guys, I have achieved something that is so generational to me, that is breaking something so deep and within my core so much. I am in a healthy relationship. I am raising my child in a healthy and two-parented household. And I don't just say two-parented household because some of them are toxic. In a healthy environment. Baby, not everybody can say that, because sometimes people, we have children and we try to stay together, but it doesn't work because we're toxic. For me, I am in a very healthy. I'm gonna be married to the love of my life, and I'm gonna raise us. We're gonna have our trials, we're gonna have our things. But the fact that I know that this is the person that I'm doing this life thing with, I'm so happy. I am so happy. And those were my 20s, guys. And my 30s are about to be amazing. As you can see, I'm glowing. As you can see, I'm wearing earrings. As you can see, I'm about to be the baddest in the business. I just need a stylist. At this point, guys, for me to have lifestyle content, I need a stylist, because when it comes to fashion and understanding my body, I am in the piece. So you guys, that is the end of this video. Let me know how old you are right now, and comment down below. Like, just comment your age and what you feel like you have learned so far where you are in your life. Just comment it down below. Let me know so that we can talk and we can interact. And if you haven't subscribed but you're watching, excuse me, are you for real? We'll wait for you. We've got time. Actually, I don't, because I really gotta eat, because I haven't broken my fast and it's going for 2. I lost 8 at 6. I really gotta eat. I really gotta eat, and my son's gonna be back, you know? So I need to put something in my belly. But yeah, any Horton, here's a who's who. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and let me know as well what more content you guys want to see in 2023. I plan to film content with people, guys. I want to just have conversations, you know, because I'm gearing to have a podcast. Guys, when I tell you I'm gearing up to have a podcast, I mean, podcast. Big things. I'm just kidding. I just feel like that's what the podcast industry is, even though I do have podcasts that I really, really enjoy, you know. But yeah, don't forget to also go follow me on all my social media platforms. The links are always down in the description box below. I love you guys, and I hope 2023 is gonna treat you guys amazing. Happy New Year, happy new energy, happy new vibrations. Get rid of the, I'm not saying block everybody, I'm not saying whatever, but align the people around you to feed into your energy that you're projecting in the new 2023. And if you are the one projecting negative energy, or pray unto Jesus to just cleanse your soul. Be the better person this year. Be better. Be better. Don't always be the one that is toxic. Alright? I love you guys, and don't forget that makeup is not key to your beauty. It's merely glow. Bye.